Haunted Hearing Aid. Recorded live by Luigi C. Russo, Chief Poet Officer of PoetLuigi.com. He will also comment on various entertainments recently consumed. And now, let us hear. Continuing with Haunted Hearing Aid, Volume 1, Evil is Here. Male's voice. What? Female's voice. I said, my aunt. Male's voice. I heard you. 80 my balls for her rotten, fallen down, smelly hot house. And you asking me if I am interested? Why the hell would I want to move out there? Off on the right of Main Road, a farmer sits upon a piece of machinery, humongous piece of equipment, cost more than a house in the city. Cool morning, not quite is the sun, fully awake, but there the farmer is, doing something unknown to all outside the rural areas and most living nearby. Viewer watches with calm silence, listening to the calm silence of a constant machine hum. Female's voice. Are you kidding me? 80 grand for like a huge ass house plus 5 acres of land? Amazing deal. I'm telling you, we should jump on this deal. Male's voice. Shit, no. I'm a city boy. First 20 years. How old am I? How old am? Yeah. 24. Whatever. I work in the city. Working my way up. What am I gonna do about school? You know, I'm thinking about library school. Not that I want to be a librarian. Money is good. All the trips, driving back and forth. Main country road to the right. Backaways. Stable. A stabled horse. Head lowered. Munching gingerly. Nibbling upon the grass. It seems to always eat. Every moment the same person tends to drive by. Same horse, same location, same feeding stance. Medium, skinny brown, horse pony. Definitely not a donkey. Munch. Zoom in. Female's voice. Will you stop with all the high mighty city crap? I'm telling you, this would be so worth it. Do you know your school would be out of that way? Male's voice. What? Whatever. No, don't want to do it. Horse's head lifts from the brightest green a crayon company couldn't capture. Looks directly at the viewer, rattles its head, shifts, stands to the right. Female's voice. Look, 80 grand, I know what you're thinking. How are we gonna do it? We'd have to sell this house. What if we can't? We'd be stuck with 2 mortgages. Well, we rent it out. Horse trots off into a field fenced in by manufactured good wooden fences and makeshift repairs of a good wood hurriedly used to maintain stability. A little female figure in blue hoodie watches the horse. Girl is small enough to appear 10 to 11, slender body, long, light brown hair pulled back in a ponytail. Little girl looks intently at her rubber boots, which cover up her lower legs, which her tight purple jeans are tucked in. The hair on her sides and top shifts slightly to the commands of the morning air, flowing, shifting, flowing. Her eyes scan the viewer until her eyes meet her horse. Smiling, the little girl picks up her tiny, Easter basket of yesteryears, 4 to 5 apples in it, clogs her way, breaking the monotony of the morning air. Female's voice. Come on, you just proposed. We could have a country wedding, maybe even on the property. You know, I always dreamt of owning that house. So much potential, the yard, the house, the woods, the house. Male's voice. Yeah, the house you mentioned twice. Don't know, I gotta drive long ways to work. What you gonna do about work? You still gonna work? You work part-time, we both gonna drive in. You gonna drive with me? Stick around until I'm done? You crazy. Female's voice. Never, I'm telling you, we should do this. Male's voice. No way, I'm out. Big white pickup truck, perched on the side of the main country one road. The truck is parked next to a large swinging gate that leads into a trail of 2 narrow tire-track paths. On the gate is a sign, "Keep out private property." Deep in the property, mainly of woods and tall grass, is a man, a boy. The man the viewer deems to be the father, tall, thin, 6'2", walks with wide strides, flannel designed shirt, various shades of green. Black lines override the green, creating squarely patterns. Light brown vest, dark blue jeans tucked into desert-colored military boots. His hand, large peach, rugged fingers clasped around those of the boy the viewer presumes to be his son, roughly 7 to 8 years. Boy, cute feminine eyes, large and brown, tight curls, dark peach skin, possibly of mixed descent or adopted. Little boy holds the father's hand, gazing at the large trees, seeking out mysteries only his tiny round head of tight brown black curls seeks. Little boy points to movement in a tree, a large bird. Female's voice. Don't pretend you can't hear me. Every bone in my little body tells me to do this. You know why? The opportunity could not have come at a better time. This house is looking small because we want to expand. Have a few boys, kids. Boys would be best. Male's voice. Can we have 3? Female's voice. You know, I am thinking 2, but for you, if we move into that house, I'd consider having a 3rd boy. Child. Think about it. The big house, the land, the woods, porch, rocking chair, garden, room, lots of land means running around. Come on. An older woman, white to gray hair, surveys her pond. Maid pond. A lone duck floating, basking in the healing sun, smoothly bobbing. The older woman smirks, satisfied, calls her dog. Black dog runs. It is time to end the relaxing day, which slips into a comfy chair and soft white cushiony pajamas. Home at night, home at sweet night, a night like nearly all, stars abundant, stars light the night, invading the lone country road, beckoning all travelers out into the country. Male's voice. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, a place to raise boys. Lots of them. Land. Let's get land. Bring back that way. That certain way the explorers' way of amassing land. I like it. Plus, our boys could yell and scream to the top of the trees, letting sound trail off into vast oceans of the sky. As one house nears night, bedtime welcome, after a long drive into the city, the daily grind, windowed breeze delivers a fresh earth smell. The man smiles, turns and loudly murmurs, "Good night." Moonlight driving its beams happily, house fades. Main scene location intro. Emmitsburg Township Village, a locale named after a European city, Italian to be exact. And over time, the actual way to pronounce it was butchered, either by the folks who lived in them, back in the years when there was less people, or maybe the man that named the area didn't know how to pronounce butchered pronunciation and the majority went along. Ever wonder what creates a mass mispronunciation and for no soul to stand up and shout it? Hey, what's up with that? Or grab the Italian friend who just got off the boat and that the Italian interjects correctly? An Italian is not hard to find. Emma's nothing of a real special place. Just rural with the usuals. Farms, livestock, large houses, junky yards, open vacant lands, open owned lands, folks who aren't vampiric. Good country people. Guess the only truly special thing, aside from the mispronunciation of M, the local high school was named after a famous vicious stealer. In the surrounding areas, M is known. Knowledgeable nods. M is barely on the map. Soon, very cliche soon, will M be placed on the map. In a way, M will never remain that peaceful location sprinkled with silent country, innocent wonders to attract the yes of passerbys. M will become a supernatural hijinks. Newcomers will gobble up the lands. Let them be. Move out, while curious ones will ignore what had happened in a quiet town, only thought up by silly city folks visiting. This concludes today's reading of Haunted Hearing Aid. Now we're going to move on to the section where I rate things. I give it a hearing aid on. I give it a hearing aid off. So what we got here? I listened to Stax Christmas. That's spelled S-T-A-X. And I give that a hearing aid on. Because, it was groovy, I wanted to go back into those times and have a few drinks and watch the ladies dance, Well, Neil Diamond. A Neil Diamond Christmas. He kind of sings the same in every song. Yeah, I grew up with Neil Diamond. My mom coming to America, I give that a hearing aid off. It was just, everything was one big voice Neil Diamond song. I read Pete the Cat, Treasury by Kimberly and James Dean. I read that to my 5-year-old. Over a couple nights. I give that a hearing aid on. You want to know why? Because when I am reading, I almost feel like I want to be a cool cat, like Pete. Like we three drink gin, whatever that one poem was back in the day. That was pretty good. Now that's what I call a most wonderful Christmas. I had too many new songs in the beginning, and then went into the older traditional Christmas songs. So I'll give that one a hearing aid off. It was just too annoying in the beginning with the new Christmassy, worthless songs. Let's see here. I finished reading Stephen King's Dreamcatcher. Now, when I started it, all I could see was the movie in my head. And then eventually, the more I kept reading Stephen King, the Dreamcatcher, I started now I started getting into the book and forgetting about the movie. And two key components that allow me to give this book a hearing aid on is that Duddites, he plays with G.I. Joes. And they're mentioned, and now I have to add that book to my G.I. Joe collection. And then you also list The Doors, which is my favorite band. So definitely a hearing aid on. Next up, now that's what I call a wonderful Christmas. Although it did have some new ones, it had more old ones, Christmas songs. So I give that one a hearing aid on. It wasn't as annoying as the other one that was, I mentioned moments ago. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Christmas Trilogy. all I could see in my head was Meatloaf singing Christmas songs. So that wasn't too appealing. I like Meatloaf, not the dish, but the musician, and very theatrical, and he's got a good voice. But Trans-Siberian Orchestra reminded me of Meatloaf singing Christmas music, so I give that one a hearing aid off. Um, I did rewatch some old Italy soccer games. The 1978 Netherlands versus Italy, as well as 1978 Brazil versus Italy. I give them both a hearing off. Not because Italy lost, but they scored first, and both Netherlands and Brazil scored 2 goals after, like from far away, and it was like the 1978 Italy team was kind of just a bunch of individuals trying to play good soccer. So, well, that's it for today's podcast, and I thank you for your time, and glad you were listening intently, and enjoy this week.